Hello again, Struck Pup. It's this time again, time for my monthly Struck List videos dedicated to upcoming games. And as tradition goes, for the month of July, I will be starting with the video dedicated to upcoming high profile games. So high profile, AAA, or anything else that might make me consider a game high profile, regardless whether it's a big budget game or a game that I'm extremely excited about personally. I have collected 11 such games for July. Not that much, but still a nice chunk of games that I personally wouldn't mind playing if given the chance, or I think some of you out there, or many of you out there, would enjoy one way or another. So I hope you enjoy my selection for the month of July. Buckle up, struck up, and let's go. The video will be in chronological order of release date, starting with a game releasing on the 7th of July 2023. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. This is the game that is supposedly going to be the finale of the Legend of Heroes Trails series. Three different legends are about to unfold, determine the fates of Rian Schwarzer, Void Bannings, and the mysterious C in this climactic chapter of the Legend of Heroes series, developed by Nihon Falcom, PH3 GmbH, and published by NIS America Incorporated. Classical series. I've played some of the Trails games, I think the one before this one, and to a certain extent I enjoyed it. It had its ups and downs, and if you love classical design party-based RPGs from Japan, well, Nihon Falcon knows how to make them, and The Legend of Heroes is a series that's been out for decades, and it's definitely something that many out there would enjoy. So whether it's gonna be up to everyone's liking, I can guarantee you that, because some people like opposite things. But if you love classical party-based RPGs from Japan, well, the Legend of Heroes Trails series so far has not disappointed, at least me. So yeah, the 7th of July 2023, anime 3D classical game design is what you could expect in this one. And there's all sorts of features, all sorts of things, but instead of me telling you about it, you could just visit the Steam store of the game, or it's also on Epic, PlayStation 5 or Switch. And speaking of Epic, if you intend to buy any of the games that I'm listing in this video that actually have Epic Store versions, if you do decide to buy them on the Epic Store, I would incredibly appreciate the support if you use my code STRUCTOF or use the links in the description of the video, the creator links. And the same goes for the Humble Store. I would have provided links where a game is available on the Humble Store as well. The next game on this list is called Testament, the Order of High Human. And High Human is with a dash, one word with a dash connecting the two parts. Releasing on the 13th of July 2023, there is currently a demo on Steam. The game will be on Steam and Epic as far as I know on PC, and I haven't found any information regarding console. So if it is on console, pardon me devs for not including this information. The developers are called Fairyship Games. And again, I've included links in the description for the Steam store and for the Epic store, including a creator link for the Epic store. It looks interesting. 3D first person game with interesting fantasy and magic related themes, but it obviously being first person, it also promises a lot of action. So it's strange. It's got a lot of puzzles. It's got a lot of good stuff. The developers themselves are describing it as first-person single-player action-adventure game with bits of RPG and Metroidvania elements set in a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. It offers a mixed combat with different possibilities and combinations by sword, spells, and bow, while it is rich with platforming and blah blah blah. Obviously, good stuff. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone. That whole platforming Metroidvania aspects of the game might not be to everyone's liking, but if it is to your liking, you could give the demo a try and figure out for yourself what sort of animal Testament the Order of High Human is. Again, releasing on the 13th of June 2023. developed and self-published by Fairyship Games. The next game on this list is Exoprimal from Capcom, and Capcom have been on a positive row recently with the games, and the company has been doing amazingly well in many ways, thanks to many successful titles. And maybe Exoprimal will be yet another successful title from Capcom. It is releasing on the 14th of July 2023, and it's releasing for Steam on PC as well as for Xbox Access One plus Game Pass, as well as PlayStation 5 and 4. I've included Humble store links in the description as well as Steam store links for PC. Now, regarding Exoprimal, it is an online team-based action game that pits humanity's cutting-edge exosuit technology against history's most ferocious beasts, dinosaurs. So, if that's something that scratches some itches for you, if you want to be piloting a nice exosuit and fighting a bunch of dinosaurs, well, Exoprimal is your kind of game. If I had access to the game, if I had a press copy of the game, I would be playing it, and not just for a few hours, but maybe for a few days. In spite of having Diablo 4 to keep me busy, I wouldn't mind dedicating a bunch of time to this game because it looks fun. Hopefully, it is as fun as it looks. But Exoprimal, something that is at the top of my personal favorite lists of the month, and it's different yet very familiar to what we have seen. It seems kind of like a shooter wooter with RPG elements, but with its own unique twist. So whether it will be yet another successful title for Capcom, we'll know on the 14th of July 2023. The next game on this list is Jagged Alliance 3, releasing as well on the 14th of July 2023. For so far as platforms, I only see information about Steam. Not sure if they're planning on releasing it on other platforms. And the publishers are THQ Nordic, and the developers here, interestingly enough, are Hemimont Games. Hemimont Games is a studio from Sofia, Bulgaria, from my city. And some of you might know them. If you're on my channel, you mostly probably know them from Victor Vran. They've done a bunch of other games. And recently they did a very interesting city builderish game, which some of you might have played, some of you might not have played, but it's called Stranded Alien Dawn. There's also Surviving Mars and Tropico 5 and 4 that they have worked on, and one of their first games was Tsar, which kind of started that studio. So a studio like that with such a diverse set of games behind them has been tasked of making the sequel to Jagged Alliance 2, and from the trailers it looks like they might have done a splendid job. So did Hemimont Games do Jagged Alliance dirty, or did they manage to do the honors and making a proper sequel? We will know on the 14th of July 2023. But what is Jagged Alliance 3? Well, the country of Grand Chien is thrown into chaos when the elected president goes missing and the paramilitary force known as the Legion seizes control. Hire mercs, meet interesting characters, and fight in tactically deep turn-based combat in this true successor to a beloved franchise. There's a ton of mercs, by the way, a ton of mercs that you could hire. Some of them are actually returning from the previous game, which is interesting. Maybe, maybe some of you are excited to see how your favorite returning mercs have been resurrected, I guess, for this game. How they've been brought to life again in this game. So whether Hemimont have done good with this good classic turn-based tactical RPG. Not much time is left, the 14th of July 2023. The next game on this list is called Blackout Protocol, and it is from the developers Ocean Drive Studio, and that's the people who brought us Lost Eidolons. And I personally enjoyed Lost Eidolons for the most of it, except some of the last few missions, which were terribly balanced. But Blackout Protocol is a completely different animal. It will be releasing as an early access title on the 19th or 20th of July, depending on your time zone, 2023. And it's gonna be only on Steam as far as I can see information on their website. And it is a top-down co-op shooter, twin-stick shooter, mind you, with persistent roguelite elements. Team up with two friends to delve into the depths of a top-secret research facility overrun with otherworldly horrors. Arm up, shed some light, and take back control. Or die trying again and again, and so on. So as I mentioned, it will be an early access release. Um, Completely different type of a game compared to their previous title for that studio, compared to Ostide ones. And it's promising a lot of decent features. It's promising an interesting twin stick roguelite game with up to 3-man co-op. So how that will play out, whether it will be a decent game, whether it won't be, time will tell. 20th of July 2023 is the date, the date to keep on your calendars. And I wish the demo was permanent, but the next fest demo, which I missed due to being busy with Diablo 4, is no longer playable. So I won't be able to give you my own personal impressions other than just the trailers. And the trailers do look fantastic so far. The next game on this list is Remnant II. Developed by Gunfire Games and published by Gearbox Publishing, the game sequel is coming on the 25th of July 2023. I personally, and you might hate me for saying that, was extremely, massively disappointed by the first Remnant game. It was a bit too Souls-like for me. It was a bit too hardcore and punishing for my taste. And back in the day, I was still with my old graphics card, and it was just running not as well on that system. Remnant 2 pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across terrifying worlds. Play solo or co-op with two other friends, so 3-man co-op, to explore the depths of the unknown to stop an evil from destroying reality itself. So the fact I didn't like the first game doesn't mean that many of you won't like this one, or even me. I might actually enjoy this one, even though I didn't enjoy the previous one. But it seems like they're keeping this true to the previous one in regards to it being Souls-like, it being punishing and difficult. Which again, not things I'm looking for in a game of that type in an action RPG. But again, many of you might love this masochistic type of genre of games. And if you're looking for something new, something promising, this looks to be new and this looks to be promising for the people who love that genre. It's got that third person ish behind the shoulder, over the shoulder kind of camera. It's got tough fights. It's got interesting RPG elements and definitely interesting boss fights to look forward to. So 25th of July 2023, Remnant 2 coming to multiple platforms, including Epic, the Perfect World Launcher, Arc, as well as Xbox Access and PlayStation 5. I've also included some links in the description. The next game on this list is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, or Ratchet and Clank. Not sure if it's Clank or Clank, but in any case, it's coming on the 26th of July 2023 to PC. It's already been on PlayStation 5 as a PlayStation exclusive, but it's now finally coming to Steam and the Epic Store. And the usual suspect, Insomniac Games as developers and Nixis Software as the port developers. And it has been proven that they can get the job done. It has been proven that they can port PlayStation's exclusive games pretty damn well to PC, and most likely Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart would be yet another good port from Insomniac and Nixis. The 26th of July 2023, as I mentioned, is the date. I've included links to the Epic Store, to the Humble Store, and the Steam Store for PC players out there in the description. And it looks fun. It looks promising. It looks like yet another interesting title for many of you out there to enjoy. And it's gonna have all sorts of PC features like ultrawide, DLSS, FSR, Intel XeSS, so the Vaseline upscaling and frame generation stuff that you could see. But unlocked frame rate, obviously, and all the stuff you could expect from such PC ports. The game seems like it would be a game with a nice story to follow through an interesting action adventure 3D platformer. I'm not much into 3D platforming and all of that, but if it's your kind of game, if it's your kind of genre, it's probably going to be not a game that you want to miss. It's probably going to be a must play game if you're a fan of 3D platformers with an interesting story. So, July 26th, 2023 is the date to remember. The next game on this list is The Expanse, a Telltale series, coming on the 27th of July 2023 for PC on the Epic Store as well as for Xbox XS as well as PlayStation 5. I've included links to the Epic Store as in the description of this video. And the developer of this game are Deck 9 as a collaboration with Telltale Games. And yes, yet another Telltale series games for a big franchise. The Expanse, the TV show, definitely a show that has nice following out there of people that enjoyed it. Me including. I'm not a big fan of Telltale series of games, so I'll be skipping on that one, obviously. But that doesn't mean that some of you out there who enjoy the Telltale genre of games and are fans of the Expanse series, or even if you aren't fans, if you haven't heard of the Expanse, I think you should want to try this if you're a fan of the genre. So multiple platforms, the 27th of July 2023, interesting sci-fi story. Experience the exciting universe of The Expanse like never before in Telltale's latest adventure, The Expanse, a Telltale series. From scavenging wrecked ships in Zero G to and I can't read the text here because it's deleted. Combating pirates. You make the difficult choices in this latest Telltale adventure. So if it's your kind of game, well, give it a go when it comes out, or maybe wait for a demo or a trial if they decide to do something like that. Are you a fan of Formula One races, or maybe are you a fan of managerial games? Well, F1 Manager 2023 is a game that can satiate either of those. Whether you like Formula One or whether you like managerial games or whether you like both of them and you want to be in the shoes of a Formula One manager, well, now you can. On the 31st of July 2023, on PC, Steam, and Epic, as well as on Xbox XS One and PlayStation 5 4, developed by Frontier Developments, will be the day when you can play F1 Manager 2023. Frontier Developments, they already made the previous one, the 2022 F1 Manager, and they're returning hopefully with more new features and with better and improved game overall. Yes, there's some nice first person cockpit view, but you could also view from the side, and there's all sorts of different things to pay attention to, like how the driver is feeling, how confident the driver is, and all sorts of little things that you might expect from a managerial game. So if that's the type of game you want, again, 31st of July 2023. Next up on this list, I've got an interesting title called Snowbreak Containment Zone, which will be releasing on the Epic Store for PC as well as on Android and iOS for mobile. Developed by Season Games Ltd. It is an interesting title, very, very interesting title. There is pre-registration open on their official website right now. There's a bunch of trailers and information to watch. It seems like it might be some sort of a gacha game. So if you're into gacha, well, yay, more pay to win gacha games with in-app purchases. You probably can feel my my excitement about this. Yeah, pre-registrations are open. Sign up now to claim the limited edition live skin, a weapon mod loadout, and much more besides. Um, So I mean, I probably shouldn't be including gacha games in those lists because they're predatory. But I mean, some of you out there, I know that you enjoy those games, so that's why I include them. A 3D science fiction RPG shooter. Set in the near future, Shadowbreak Containment Zone is a 3D science fiction RPG shooter powered by the Unreal 4 engine. Snowbreak offers a next generation gaming experience, cross platform, with your progress shared across all of your devices. Um, yeah, if it sounds like your kind of game, kind of like it has GigaLink, the co-op mode, and be a loner if you must, but no, the GigaLink provides another path. Join with friends and face the Titan side by side. So there's gonna be some nice PvE in the game, and I'm not sure if there will be PvP, but it seems like again, it's definitely gonna be pay to win in-app purchases, gacha style type of a game. The next game on this list is a game that keeps getting its release date pushed, so take the date I'll give you with not just a grain of salt, but the whole salt shaker of salt. Crimson Tactics: The Rise of the White Banner. Supposedly will be starting early access in July 2023, no fixed release date, so again, expect this to get pushed once again. I've already included this twice, and the release date twice has been pushed further. Black March Studios are the developer and self-publisher, but what is the game about? It brings you an epic adventure in the form of a turn-based tactical RPG. Set in a medieval high fantasy world, witness a massive political disruption through the lives of different characters and fight for the fate of Wendell. It seems cool. It seems very, very nice. And I love the visuals. I love the mechanics and skills and animations they've shown us. So hopefully it really ends up getting released soon. The developers have been active on Steam lately, posting on the 22nd of June, posting on the 29th of June, which means they might really actually release it very soon. Maybe in July, maybe a month or two later. It has a very interesting party management system, very nice tactical combat, um, a bunch of classes, and overall with the classes and the team, you can make your own kind of team party build, as is the usual with those turn-based party-based strategy tactical RPG games. So hopefully it's a good one, and hopefully we get to play it soon.
To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.